Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. So I've got another Pagani Design in. This is their Rolex Explorer 2 homage. I'm wearing it. It's been getting quite a lot of wrist time. I've wanted to get this in again for a while. I feel like I've been bringing so many Paganis in. It's probably the reason I've put it off. But I was talking to the store and I've got one in now. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, a little bit bigger than I would like, but I do moan about that quite often, don't I? Maybe it's because my wrists, although I'm quite a big guy, I don't have huge wrists, so I can't really get away with watches that are too big. But yeah, I'm sure you've seen many reviews of this. They did a version 1. The main thing I can sort of take hold of from the version 1 to the version 2 is the change in Gmt Hand, the orange hand they use. I did intend to buy this at the point of recording this. They didn't have available the version 2 in black, so I've got the white one. I did want to get the black in. I do think the white probably looks a bit nicer, but most reviews are on the white one, so I wanted to review the black one, but unfortunately I didn't have the version 2 available in that, so I've got the white one. But I hope by the end of this video you'll have a good idea as to whether it's for you or not, if it fits into your your taste and stuff. But I do really appreciate you tuning back in, and without further ado, let's get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys, so this is the watch, another Pagani Design, as I said, one that's been on the hit list for a while. For some reason didn't happen. Usual packaging, cleaning cloth, hang tag, warranty card, instruction manual, all that's all good stuff. The watch itself with the inner foam for security purposes to sort of help it in transit and stuff. Screwdriver, the screwdriver in this wasn't very good actually. I couldn't use it. It sort of damaged at the end, so it didn't really do much. But yeah, that's the stuff. I've taken 4 links out, was it? Yeah, 4 links out for it to fit my wrist. You'll make that out just in the side there. And let me just put all this to the side, because the main reason you tune in for these videos isn't for the packaging, it's for the watch. And yeah, this is the PD-1682. It's a homage of the Oyster Perpetual Explorer 2. Let me put some juice into this movement. Yeah, so the PD-1682 inside, whilst I'm hand winding this to get some juice into it, I'll let you know that it's running the DG5833. I'll bring some information up about that now. It's a Mingzhu movement. Information's a bit sparse, but I've tried sort of gathering together what I could to give you as much information about the movement as possible. Being the fact it's a Mingzhu, it's a very affordable GMT automatic movement, shall we say. But yeah, that's the movement they've used inside this. The construction of this watch, aside from the crystal on the front and back, is all 316L stainless steel. So that's the fixed brush bezel, case, sort of crown guards, crown, solid end links, outer part of the exhibition case back, bracelet and clasp, all 316L stainless steel. The case thickness of this watch is 12.9 millimeters. Excuse my fingerprints. The case diameter, when you measure from the 8 to the 2, is where I normally measure because of the crown. It comes in at 42.5 millimeters, and when you go from 9 to the 3, including the crown, obviously when it's screwed in, it comes in at 45.8 millimeters. Excuse me. The lug width on this is 20. That does taper down to 18 millimeters and back up to 20 mil at the clasp, and the lug to lug, tip to tip. So the length of the watch basically when you wear it is 50.1 millimeters. That does protrude quite a bit actually. It becomes 53.8 millimeters because of the male end links to the center links, so just bear that in mind. The case back is an exhibition case back, and I'll show you that now. Again, just showing off the movement you'd have seen a moment ago. Yeah, not bad. At least they've signed the rotor, I suppose. They've tried something with it. The bezel is 24-hour bezel, high brushed, brushed bezel, just for help with the GMT, so you can set in another time zone, which we'll talk about in just a few moments. But yeah, that's the bezel. The crown is situated at the 3 o'clock position, and is a screwed down crown. It has got deep etched onto there the Pagani Design logo. So there you go. The bracelet is all brushed on the sides and tops. Screw pins to make it a little bit easier to size the bracelet, and the clasp is fully milled. The usual clasp you got on there with a diver's extension. You don't really need it, but they've got it there anyway. brush on the top, brush at the sides, and Pagani Design in script writing on the top. As I said, fully milled, double safety pushes, one each side, 3 levels of micro adjustment there. The crystal covering the dial is Sapphire Crystal, as is the Cyclops, because I tested it. The Cyclops not terrible. I've seen it worse, but the alignment is off. I don't know if you can make that out on camera. I'll try and get it as much as I can, but yeah, the Cyclops isn't lining up. The water resistance of this watch you might make out down at the 6 o'clock position with the rest of the writing, because it's got War and Peace on this watch for some reason. It is 100 meters, so that'll give you 10 atmospheres of water resistance, and the weight will appear in the top right hand corner. It's in and around 159 grams with 4 links removed. With those links in, you're looking at probably 170-ish grams, give or take. But let's have a look down now, guys, in a bit more detail. So this is the version 2. The main thing they seem to have changed from the version 1 for the version 2 is the Gmt hand, with that being a bit longer, so it sort of almost kisses the inside of the minute track. So yeah, but the minute track going around the outer edge, inside that you got applied indices everywhere except for the 3 o'clock position, making way for the date. You got inverted triangle at the 12, rectangular buttons at the 6 and 9, and circular indices everywhere else. Let me just take the Gmt hand away just for a second. I'll move it just over here, just sort of so you can still see everything. Yeah, so you've got Pagani Design printed onto the dial. I would rather have them gone with just the logo as opposed to writing underneath, which is something they're becoming more common at doing. And just above, just above the indices at the 6 o'clock, you've got GMT automatic water resistance 10 bar 100 meters. As I say, a little bit too much writing for my liking down at the 6 o'clock. The hands and indices are done nicely, very in keeping with the watch's homaging, and I'll bring the Loom up now. The Loom isn't quite homaging the watch very well, that it's homaging, but there's the Loom anyway. Again, what can I say? Pagani Design, they don't like to invest in their Loom. It is what it is. So yeah, I like the dial. You can get this in black, but at the time of recording this, the black version 2 wasn't available, so I've got the white. And I like the orange accents. You've got GMT in orange and a minute, and GMT hand in orange as well, and the date window just at the 3 o'clock. It is a hacking hand winding movement, as you would have seen when I've taken the crown all the way out before it does stop. You put it back into the sort of neutral position. You can turn the crown to charge it up, as I did at the start, to bring some life to it. Take out to the first position, as you'd have seen if I scroll this way, so towards me, the GMT hand will move. If you go the other way, the date window, you'll see the date changing, and it clicks into place nicely. This one's been running pretty well, to be honest. This one's running sort of 2 or 3 seconds fast from wearing it, which is phenomenal for such an affordable movement. But yeah, that's the dial, guys. That's the Loom. That's the movement. And yeah, very much in keeping with the Explorer 2. It's homaging. But let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. My wrist is just above a 7-inch wrist for your reference, and that's how it comes in on me. Not bad, you know. It's quite a big watch, but so's the Explorer 2, so 42mm-ish. So yeah, not inconsiderable, and it fits okay on my wrist. I can't complain too much. But that would now, let me just give it a quick wipe, will take me on to what I think is pants and Pukka about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you know I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with Pukka. So what I think is pants is, yeah, let me take the crown out again just to show you something. So I'm not sure why they do this, is why they put date borders on, because it's not like really fancy, but they've still put a date border. I don't think you need it when you've got a Cyclops. I think that's just unnecessary. The Cyclops alignment, as I've said, it's off. Rather than being like that, it's a bit like that. So yeah, it doesn't sort of it doesn't fit properly, which I can imagine being a problem. But yeah, still not done very well all the same. As I said, the writing at the 6 o'clock position, 4 lines of writing is not needed. I'd have rather it just said automatic, or GMT automatic if you like, but water resistance, all that stuff I don't really need to be on there. It's a bit too much writing for my liking. As I said, the Loom, I probably say it on most Pagani Design watches at this point, the Loom is something to really address. And the sharp edges on the bracelet, you can really feel in certain areas it's a bit unfinished and a bit sharper than I would have liked, to be honest. So yeah, they're the things that I think are pants. Just to surmise, I'll go the date border, the Cyclops alignment, the writing at the 6, the Loom and the sharp edges, mainly on the bracelet, to be honest, but they're there anyway. What I think is Pukka is the Sapphire Crystal. You knew I was going to say that. I love a bit of sapphire. Some would call me a sapphire snob. The hand and indices, they're done very well actually. They look very similar to the watch's homaging. I do like the fact it's quite dark, and then you've got the Loom inside that and stuff. It looks really, really cool. The bezel is finished nicely and it lines up, guys. I was very much amazed to see a bezel that lined up from Pagani Design, especially a fixed bezel. They seem to get that wrong more often than they get it right from my experience. The fit and finish in terms of the tolerances, the bracelet is actually done really nicely. No links that are sticking, which is cool. The polishing and brushing is done again to a decent standard. It is something that's becoming more common in the Paganis I've had in recent times. And the aesthetic, obviously you're looking at a good few grand if you want to pick one of these up. The actual Rolex, that is. So to get one of these for like £100, that just sort of scratched the itch for you in the meantime. Make no mistake, guys, when you buy these watches, regardless of whether they've got very similar specs, they're nowhere the same. In no way the same. But if you want to have something that's either going to be a stopgap until you can get your grey or whatever that may be, or if it's something that you're never going to be able to afford and you just want to sort of just have a little feel of what it looks similar to, then yeah, this is what this is about really for me in homages. So just to surmise, what I think is Pukka, as I'll go, the Sapphire Crystal, the hands and indices, the bezel, the fit and finish, and the aesthetic of the watch. And would I recommend the watch? I would actually. It's one that I've been looking to get in for a while. I think the size has probably put me off, given it's probably a little bit bigger than I would like it to be, but that's just the size of the watch they've homage, so I can't really complain too much. But yeah, I would recommend it. A nice little offering. I know the movement is going to cause a bit of issue because it's a bit inconsistent, but this one's been running bang on, and I can only judge the watch that I have in hand. But guys and girls, please do let me know what you think about this watch, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.